Hello and welcome back to another episode of On a Minecraft Server. Uh, since the last episode, me and Jam have been building this little minigame right here. And we're calling it Rainbow Road Racetrack, alright? You can pause through the video to see the lectern in case you want, because I can't be bothered doing that myself, to be quite frank. But the rules are quite simple, and the reason why we have things like these restrictions is so that the system doesn't break. It's quite a delicate little thing, alright? And yeah, me and Jam got together a while ago, just designing this, and Greg One helped out with the actual ice track. Now, I think the best way for me to showcase this is actually by running it. And, yeah, practice mode, good. Okay, let's see. I'm not the best with this, but I'm kind of good. That is exactly what I'm gonna make this first bit about. You can see that there's a few mob drops here and there on the track. Because when it gets dark, mobs can spawn on packed ice, which is not ideal as, yeah, I mentioned that the system is quite delicate, as well as the fact that I'm not the best at this, and talking makes it, makes me a bit less accurate. But the actual system is very, very delicate, I tell you. Which means that if a mob crosses over the finish line, which we have set up as a tripwire hook, that means that well, not the entire thing breaks, but it's a mild annoyance. Which means that we'll have to spawn-proof the entire thing. And that's why I have some sea lanterns in my inventory. I'm going to check out or verify the different... How should I put it? The different light levels across, because this is 7 across, I believe. And this is exactly what I'm thinking about. The finish line is supposed to close these up, but because of mobs interfering, it's kind of gotten out of sync. Let's see. What has gotten wrong there? When it's practice mode, they don't. Okay, so I think this was the modification that Jam spoke to me earlier about, because that's practice mode. It's that one, and that means that it goes downward. Let's see about this. Down here unlocks that one. Okay. Gotcha. So that's why that didn't work. Okay, that's fine. Let's do it. That's fine. That means that redstone is doing what it's supposed to, which is always a relief. But it does mean that this has to be reset manually, which is a bit more of an annoyance. But hey, if it works, it works. And I probably need more than 50 sea lanterns. Now, the thing with boats is that they can't even go up like this much. They can't go up the width or the height, sorry, of a carpet. And since we have the carpets on fences, that's kind of unnecessary. But we didn't really think about that while designing the track. So I am just going to break off that. Where did it go? Did it fall down? Probably. And just check how long does this light level travel until it... it's way over there. Cool. Until it becomes non-spawnable. 7 right here. That's above half. Yeah, so I think that means that like every other block should be fine. 9, yeah, okay, so if I then do 2 blocks over and replace the sea lanterns there we go. And then on this one, I really want to pick up the carpets because we don't really have many others. Then 9, 8, 8, yes. I don't see any more spawning spaces. Okay, that means that 2 and 2. That's, yeah, every other block we can have a sea lantern. So I guess I'll get to work on that, and I'll cut back to when I'm done, I suppose. I'm noticing that every single time I want to end the clip, I just go extremely high pitch. It's not intentional, I just do it by reflex, to put it that way. But I'll cut back to whenever I'm done. Well, I'm all out of sea lanterns, and I don't think we have a shop for them, which is not exactly the best. But I barely even made a dent! This racetrack is so big, that plus that, as well as that, and on the other side of this as well. That is it. That was everything that I can manage with the stack or so that I had on hand. So, actually, I believe it should be fine. It should be fine as long as these straightways are lit up, because there's no way a mob's gonna pathfind all the way to, like, over there. If I do get access to someone's guardian farm, or make one myself, I'll complete it. However, right now, I feel like this is enough. This should be, yeah, it should be enough to make the, what's it called, the finish line not being stepped over, at least not as much. It wasn't happening too much to begin with, but it's a safety precaution that I want to include for my brain's lack of a better term to find. That wasn't very English, but as you can see by my offhand, where I usually keep my totem, I don't have one. Which means that we'll call... That's a skeleton, that's a spider, that's a bad sign that the redstone isn't properly lit up. Oh no, even more lighting up, I don't like it. But we'll have to go to the shopping district to get hold of some totems, because I am all out in my own chest as well. And here we are. So, it's turning to nighttime again, but that's fine, because there should be a bed right there, nice. And yeah, we're back at the shopping district, and we're here to buy some rockets. No, not rockets. Totems. That's the thing that I said just a second ago. This is the totem shop, by the way. A beautiful statue to top it, with a mushroom by its side. How wonderful. Now, I do think the price for totems... Oh, it lowered it. Nice. I was about to say that I think it's kind of steep, because it used to be... What was it? 2 diamonds for 3, or 3 diamonds for 2 or something? And yeah, I feel like it's the right call to lower the price a bit, because the people that have the... What's it called? The raid farm, it's stacked. They are overrunning with totems, basically. So I do think it's the right move to lower the prices. And I believe it's Jam and Flare that owns this. Totem shop. So yeah, good on them for doing that. And while we're here, we might as well... Hey, this has gotten a path now. We might as well do a quick stock check to see if we're actually doing good on that. Because if we're not, that means we'll have to restock the place. Now, seems like we have plenty of stock, except for the redstone blocks in here. But those don't really sell all too well. They've been like that for a while. But yeah, the redstone shop's doing good. That's a good sign. On to the crane. Let's go. This is doing fine as well. Now for the stone supplies. That's still sold out from last time. yeah, we're doing good on stock there. And the Trident Shop, I doubt they're spending the sales there, because by now everyone has a Trident, alright? And when you have one, you don't really need another one before you die. And from what I can tell, there's very little death on this server, because we're professionals here. But that was the racetrack. Hope you liked it, and to any server members watching, you should probably play. But the rest of this episode, I kind of want to dedicate that towards getting the villager breeder up and running, so I can finally get a solid supply of food. Because I have been running low on that for a while. And after that, hopefully later this week, me, Jam, and Greg1 are gonna get together to make a bomb... what's it called? A bomb gunpowder farm. I mean, I guess the sentence works even if I don't... even if I don't include the last part of it. We're gonna make a bomb, basically. But yeah, either the rest of the episode or part of it will be dedicated to transporting that into here. So let's go, I guess. Okay, so by now we're looking pretty good. We have the insta-mine, which means that I break that instantly. That's cool. We have the farmer place set up. I'm going to fill this up with carrots, I decided. And we have the beds and the trapdoors, plus one of the water streams needed in place. We're gonna hook this up to like a holding chamber, and then further up to a zombie converter, and then mainline that to there. So the idea is that when I press a button, I'm maybe debating on making one of these. Then that sends a signal to the holding cell, telling it, hey, you should fire, and then it will it will send a villager to the zombie, get killed, and get transported up there. Now, before we hook up that entire thing, we need weakness arrows, because, yeah, that's kind of what this entire system relies on. Because the villagers will come in here, hit that, and get shot by the dispenser. And because there was some inaccuracies, or not inaccuracies, but some, how should I say it? There were some non-accurateness going on with this in the testing world a little while ago, which might not be a good sign. So I'll have to do some more testing to see if it's reliable, or if it was just that one configuration that was that wasn't perfect. But we will see how it goes. But by now we're looking real good. So just a quick progress update right there. Okay, it's not that long since the last update. The only thing I've really done is add in a bit more of this and mine up an area. But while I was digging this out, I was thinking, where should the input be for the minecart or the villager calling system? Because I want it to keep it this way, because if I introduce another button or like place it somewhere, it'll mess up the whole composition of this area. So I had a bit of a stroke of brilliance, I tell ya. The word stroke put in that context doesn't sound the best, but it's genius, I say. So my plan is that currently the librarian setting doesn't have any setting, so to speak. If I can make my way back to the red coder, which is kind of impossible, right here. So right now the arrow is pointing towards the composter, which means that this torch is on and none of the others. you may notice that there is no section for the librarian, or the second thing, which is librarians. Now, what if, and hear me out here, what if whenever the arrow pointed towards the librarian and I press the reject button, it sends me another villager? I believe that's a quite sleek solution to the problem I was having. So, and I'm quite happy with it. And so I'll integrate it and, excuse me, I ate just a moment ago. And yeah, I'll let you know when that's done, I suppose. But my god, I love that solution. Beautiful. So now that the librarian slice is in, I thought that, you know what? I might as well go through the process of making the redstone live on camera. Because why not? I have nothing better to do. So, what we have to do is make an AND gate between that torch and, well, what will be a bit of redstone on this block, because right now I can just do that and hook it up like so. So that would mean that whenever that button is, the reject button is pressed, I'll just replace it with a lever so that I can illustrate a point. It's this one. Oh. Then this should be powered, which it is. That's great. Six, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's good. Which means, oh wait, that's no, I didn't. Oh well, we'll prove a concept. If one of them, if that one is on, that means that this will go in there. That's good. And if that one is pressed, that means, oh yeah, it does work. It does work because the thing gives two outputs, and that will then send the dual signal to that, meaning that I can only run it into a dispenser with a minecart system, and we Gucci! We good! I did redstone live on camera and it only took 10 minutes to decide that thing. That is kind of embarrassing, to be honest. And I've just been babbling the entire time while people have been screaming in chat and everything. Look, I'm sorry, Greg, that I didn't help, but redstone is calling. And when I get a brilliant idea for something, I get a brilliant idea for something, and I want to do it then and there. But the thing is up, thankfully. So, I suppose that next we'll do the zombification station. That's actually got a really good tone to it. Bit of a progress update. We now have the minecart system in, and the thing will start producing. Baby villagers will be standing here, and the reason why I put vines there is to prevent at least a bit of entity cramming. Because if it is more than 24 villagers in there, they'll start taking damage. Which, I mean, I guess that's not exactly a bad thing, because that means they'll just die to the zombie faster. But yeah, it is what it is. Other than that, I have spent the last while to get these guys up and running. This is the second villager breeder that I have put down. And now, the only thing that I really need to do is get one Fletcher villager, hopefully from these, but it's a bit too dangerous to do it right here. And, or actually, there are a whole lot in there, so if I just sleep through the night, that means that I can burn through all of these, just, you know, kinda slay him a little bit, go on a bit of a genocide run, no biggie, they'll bounce back. Those guys will bounce back, they're just on the water right here. Also, this entire trading system is like just underneath this water. That's just a visual bug. And that means that this is a nightmare to design, because I have to keep it like within the bounds of the thing. But it's doable. It's doable. So I guess that now we... Oh, I shouldn't actually have slept through the night because I could have gotten a zombie in the correct spot. Oh well, this will probably take all day. We will get a fletching table. And start... Do I have any flint? I do have any flint. Do I have any wood though? I don't think I have any wood. Not here. So that, yeah, there should be at least a bit wood in here. Just a little bit, not that much. I think I'll have to search through the entire thing for a little while before I'm able to find it, but you know, whatever. There we go. There's the fletching table. Is it that? The fletcher? Yeah, fletching table. I am saying it correctly. So, now let's just trade through a lot of... Or slay through a lot of these, I suppose, to get the fletcher that we want, okay? And it all took 20 minutes of trying, probably 25, because this is gonna have multiple clips, because I didn't find any effective way to do it. But finally we got ourselves a weakness main. So, first thing we'll do is just trade up a bunch of these, there we go. So now we have almost a stack of weakness arrows, brilliant. And I brought a bit too much string, just just a little bit, not too much. Not too much. But now we have an weakness arrow dude, which means that the only thing we need to do is hook this guy up to the main hub. Okay, let's see, what do we need to do? First thing we'll need to do is get that guy, that wonderful little boy, into here, so that we can trade with him easily. And I'm debating whether or not I should just plonk him somewhere here, so I can just mainline his stuff into here. I'll have to think about that one though, because the main reason why I had this block was mostly just to fill it in, but also to have the Fletcher in it. So we need to get that guy down here so we can trade with him easily. We need to get in the zombification chamber, and we need to hook up that to there. But other than that, we're good for the first layer. The first layer is complete after, like, how many months has it been? 4 or 5 months of planning and building and gathering resources. I even built a kelp farm to build this. I am finally done with the villager. I mean, I'm not done, but I mean, the resources are in place. I have gathered everything I need. I just need to put it together, and that's the beauty of Minecraft, isn't it? So I kind of want to end the episode right there, because that was definitely a very big moment. I can't exactly top that in this episode. I probably can in another one though, but that will... This video is getting too long already. So with that, I bid you a farewell. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more. I will post a lot of redstone content, by the way, so stay tuned for that. I hope I will, at least. So, I bid you a goodbye.